Good morning, dear students of class 12th. Welcome to this online English class. I am Rajni Joshi from Kendra Vidyalaya, Roorkee number 1. So before we begin today's class, let us reflect and ponder on these lines. I am just another child standing by the garbage pile, wearing torn clothes, disheveled hair, and collecting whatever is left over, broken bits and bottles. We are the vultures of the cities, and like all vultures, we too are looked down upon. Students, who are these children, and why are they referred as vultures? I think probably by now you would have got the answer. Well, dear students, millions of these children in our country as well as all over the world, they are living a life of suffering, exploitation, a life of utter darkness where there is no hope for them. These children, they are devoid of all joys of childhood. Books, education, toys, small dreams for the future is not meant for them. For they have lost their childhood and they have entered the adult world where they have to work for themselves, for their survival, and also take care of their families. Gradually, these children, they enter the world of crimes. They fall into a quagmire of the crime world and they languish in juvenile homes where they are often ill-treated. So, in this session, we are going to take up an overview of the lesson from Flamingo's second chapter, Lost Spring, Stories of Stolen Childhood by Ernest Young. Now, before we take up this lesson, let us try to know a little bit about the author, Ernest Young. Ernest Young, a noted columnist, author, and a journalist. She is not only of India fame, but world fame. If we look into her life background, she hails from an aristocratic family, a family of literary tastes. Her father, mother, brother, they were renowned Urdu poets. And she did her schooling and education from Hyderabad, Osmania University, and also went abroad, United States, to pursue higher education. Some of her noted books are The Unveiling India, Seven Sisters, and Lost Spring, Stories of Stolen Childhood. An excerpt from this book of hers is in your English curriculum of CBSE in the NCERT textbook, Flamingo. So, coming to the second chapter of your Flamingo, Lost Spring, Stories of Stolen Childhood. This lesson is divided in two parts. The first one is, sometimes I find a rupee. And the second part is, I want to drive a car. Now here in this lesson, the author analyzes the grinding poverty and traditions which condemn these children to a life of exploitation. Here, the two protagonists, Sahib-e-Alam, who is a rag picker, and Mukesh, who is a bangle maker, a child labourer from Firozabad, known for bangle making. These two children, they lead a life of poverty, exploitation, suffering, because they are condemned to be child labourers. And we further get a glimpse of their life in these pitiable stories of exploitation. They are instances which are full of fortitude and resilience, where we come to know these children who represents all street children in a very moving manner, in a very touching manner. So, the lesson also talks about the callousness of society and the so-called policy makers towards the sufferings of the poor. These two children, they have lost the innocence of childhood. Their dreams are shattered, crushed, because they have to work for their survival as well as they have to take care of their families. This is the first session of the lesson Lost Spring. This session will be taken, the entire lesson will be taken in say 2 or 3 parts. You will be shown 2 or 3 videos. 2 videos. One is based on the first part, which is Sometimes I Find a Rupee, story of Sahib-e-Alam. And the second part is Sometimes I Find a Rupee. The third video will be based on a recap of the lesson. Then it will be followed with resource material, where you would be given short and long answer questions, extended exercises, understanding and appreciating the expressions used in the lesson. So, and finally, the author through the lesson is making an appeal to the society to put an end to this curse, to this social evil of child labor. And for this, all of us have to work together. Thank you, students. I hope you all have enjoyed your English class.